So David is finally getting his Terminator Cobra dynoed at Schrader Performance right now. But before we go to Schrader Performance, I just wanted to tell you guys what David's car actually has done to it. Our cars are not exactly the same. They're both 03 Cobras, but they're a little different. So number one, mine has stock compression. His does not. David's Cobra has 10-to-1 compression. He also has a stock fuel system and a ported Eaton. So David has a ported Eaton, Cook's long tube headers, Kerrigan custom cams, 10-to-1 compression, aftermarket pistons and rods. So what I'm expecting to happen, right, is if his car had an aftermarket fuel system, I would say, man, it's got high compression and it's got a ported Eaton, should make in the mid-5s to the wheels. But because it has a stock fuel system, I'm expecting the horsepower to kind of peak out around like 460 to 480. And I will give him a little bit more power just because it's a cooler day today than when I got my car dynoed. Today it is 54 degrees outside with like no humidity whatsoever. It's a much cooler, much better day to dyno than when I got my Cobra dynoed. So when I got mine dynoed a few weeks ago, it was 74, and I think up to 76 with high humidity. Today it's 20 degrees less with no humidity. So 20 degrees less, no humidity. I'm expecting his to make a little bit more just because of the weather conditions. So better weather conditions, more compression. Those are some things that he has on me. So some things that should help him make a little bit more power. So I'm gonna guess before I go to Schrader Performance and say that his car is gonna make 470 wheel horsepower. I might be off. I think if anything I might be under, because with that 10-to-1 compression on Terminator Cobras, it really wakes them up. What's your guess? I say 480. My dad said 520. What do you think?
I'm gonna well, what I want minimum is like 450. I'm good with that minimum, but what I would like to have is at least like between 480 and 500. If I can get that, I'll be very, very satisfied. But if I get like 450 at least minimum, I'll be happy with that too.
I think 480. I'm just gonna throw that in there. 480 is my prediction. It's good weather outside today. It's cool. Yeah. I don't know that, like this is about as unpredictable as 2020 or the election.
Good. That wine, motherfucker.
Got that Eaton wine. I'll never hear it again on mine.
That's my brakes.
that was your clutch. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that's the dyno. That's the dyno brake. What do you think it made on the first pull? I'm gonna say 225 to the wheels.
225. I'm gonna say
VTEC, yo.
295.
Oh god, it's not that. I'm actually joking. I think I'm gonna say on the first little pull, it's probably pulled to like 4,000. 380.
380. Oh, it's not that low though. You were just
yeah, I was joking. So we're on the dial in pull. I already made 475.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So I predicted that it was going to make 480, period. But that was going to be the end of it. Hey, I like being wrong about these things. I can't believe it made 475 already. I was thinking, literally, I was thinking it was going to make like 400 on the first pull.
Yeah, you said 390. I said 295.
Yeah, well,
I might as well.
Conservative. Hey, I've said lately that it's better to be conservative and then be surprised than like overestimate.
That's what that's why I was going with 450 because me, you know, I had a freaking 290 2-valve and then my convertible probably made like, I don't know, I never dynoed it, but it had an alternator issue, so to get used to something like this, anything above my old 2-valve 290
so this is good. For you being over 400 wheel horsepower is awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome to me because I've never had a 400 plus horsepower car. So to have this, get used to having I guess close to 500 horsepower.
Yeah, I think you're gonna hit 5. I think you're gonna touch 5 or just go a little bit over. And I guess that's That's how much the higher compression adds. I would have to say that without...
Yeah, so you think that when I get the 3.0 Whipple and the better fuel system, that compression is probably going to really kick in with the cams too?
I would say with the Whipple that you probably could hit like on pump gas 800 wheel. On pump gas.
Ooh, stop, man. You're giving me a heart attack.
If you do E85 and he's had all the supporting mods like the fuel system, you might could break 1,000 horsepower if you wanted to. I'm not saying you want to. You have to build everything, but it's capable of it.
Yeah, I just want right now. If I can be safely, my goal with this car is 700 horsepower. I've always wanted a 700 pump gas car, so if we can hit that with the 3.0 Whipple fuel system and have it safely, I'm good with that for a while.
I think pretty easily with that, like that. It seems like that compression's making a pretty big difference. This is you right now. It's you.
Yeah.
It's you.
I'm not going to make a ton more power than that because the boost level will start to drop off on these when you got cams.
Okay.
So that's 15 and a half peak boost, but at the very top of the graph, it's falling off to under 14. That's going to keep falling off once you get up to 6,500. It's going to be way down here, like 11 pounds. Just that blower can't keep up with those cams.
I've heard that before somewhere.
Bigger blower.
It'll make tons of torque down low, and then as it gets to the top, it'll kind of fall flat and not make a huge power number. Jordan's experienced this before. The blower just can't keep up. You could put a lower pulley on there and turn it up a little more, but it's just going to get less and less efficient. It's probably not going to make much more peak power.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like financially it would make sense to just get a different blower.
Whipple.
Financially, it sounds like you should upgrade your blower. My man just made 540 wheel horsepower with a ported Eaton. And he wasn't even maxed out. He was at like 5,500 RPM. So basically, David did run out of fuel up top because he's got literally the stock fuel system. So we're running on the stock fuel system with 10-to-1 compression, with custom Kurgan cams, Cook slalom tube headers, Borla attacks, ported Eaton. I'm surprised. I honestly didn't think that it was going to even make 500 wheel horsepower, but I guess the compression bump makes that big of a difference. So I know a lot of you guys are wondering, like, all right, how big of a difference does 10-to-1 compression make on a Terminator Cobra over just the factory 8.5-to-1? So let me just tell you. I would have to say that it adds about, on a ported Eaton setup, 40 to 50 wheel horsepower over 8.5-to-1. So once David gets a return style fuel system and some better fuel pumps, I'm expecting his car to make 550 wheel horsepower on pump gas on a ported Eaton. And a lot of people say that's impossible. I now know that it is pretty tough for that to happen without the compression bump. So last year I was talking all about like, hey, I might be able to make 550 wheel horsepower with cams with the ported Eaton, and a lot of guys were commenting on my video saying, that's not gonna happen, and they were basically right. It's very possible that David might make like 550, 560 wheel horsepower on the factory Eaton blower. It's not exactly factory, it's ported, but still, it's on an Eaton blower. That's pretty crazy. David's never driven a car with that much power, so my only thing to David, if you're watching this right now, David, just be careful. I know that you will. Don't want anything to happen to my bro. Also, I've got an update for you guys on my car, but let's save that in the next video. For now, if you're not subscribed to David, go check out David's channel. He's building his yellow Cobra, and we have very similar builds. The big difference between my car and his car is his has a compression bump, mine doesn't. His has Kurgan cams. Kurgan, am I saying that right? Kurgan cams, custom Kurgan cams. Mine has the generic stage 3 comp cam, so his motor's a little bit more built than mine. He's also got aftermarket pistons and maybe rods. I'm not sure about the rods. I've got a Whipple right now. He's got a Port Eaton right now. We'll probably at some point both have Whipples, and one day I'm gonna build the crap out of my motor. But for now, I just want to get the car running and I want to make some content for you guys. With that said, if you enjoyed this video, please leave me a like, comment if you have any questions or concerns. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already subscribed, and ring that bell for notifications. Hopefully the next video that you see is gonna be a reaction video with me and Mums or a friend or something. Oh man, I'm so ready I'm ready to just get into it. I'm just ready to get into it without something breaking. So